I love Ricky Paredes' story, and I love it for a whole bunch of different reasons. He was able to use his book to really unlock new opportunities. But I think what's sort of even more interesting about it is what really Ricky illustrates to us is the importance of thinking differently about building a community and networking differently.
I'm Ricky. I wrote The Immigrant, Failing Forward in Pursuit of the American Dream. I sent out a bunch of my books out to a bunch of NBA GMs and executives and owners, and I just sent out a simple message: here's my book, I hope you enjoy. No contact information, nothing. And I get a Facebook message from Daryl Morey, who's the general manager of the Houston Rockets and the head guy at MIT. And he sent me a message and he invited me to the MIT Analytics Conference in February. So it's been an awesome opportunity.
Now, like many people, Ricky is young in his career. He's trying to figure out how to, identify jobs, open opportunities. And so for him, the process of getting a job or building a network seems sort of icky, right? The reality is we do a lot of those sort of things. We wind up handing out business cards. We wind up going to networking events. But the secret of being a creator is that it actually allows you to wind up sharing first, giving first, in order to build a deeper relationship. And that's part of the secret of what Ricky learned. As Ricky was going through the process of writing his book, we encouraged him to go out and talk to people, to interview people, and to learn from them. As part of the process that we put authors through, we start from a place of what we call the get smart phase. Now, we assume that you don't know anything about a topic, even if you do. We assume that you are in a place to be curious, to have the curious mind. And so the get smart phase really requires people to do two things. And ultimately what we're teaching them is how to network differently. Number one, we tell them that they are going to interview at least 15 people. Now you may think to yourself like, oh my gosh, 15 people, like I can't connect with all these folks. Well, the reality of it is it's actually much easier than you think. By putting through a structured process along the way, you'll realize that there is just one of those things about reaching out and saying, I'm an author, I want to learn from you, that does unlock doors and opportunities. We've had authors like Clara Cecil, who was able to get 40 out of 60 people that she reached out to, or to reach back out to her and say, yes, I'd love to do a call or have a coffee with you. So that's part of it, is ultimately thinking about how to network differently, thinking about a way that you're able to give first in order to get back. And that's part of the power of having a title that says, I'm an author, and I'm sharing my information and getting it back. That's the first step, is really thinking differently about that one. The second part of using this process to network differently is to think about how you use follow-ups. Now, one of the things that's really surprising to a lot of people, particularly early in their career, is that things don't happen on the first outreach. So what happens is you'll reach out to someone and you might get disappointed saying, oh gosh, they didn't get back to me. But what we've seen in our research is that typically only about 20% of people will get back to you on the first email. So the secret of success is actually reminders, following up with people and getting back in people. Now, the second part of that secret of success of getting these people to talk to you, networking differently, is being multi-channel about it. So what we encourage authors like Ricky to do is to reach out to someone first from a channel like mailing them something or emailing them something, but then to start to engage with them on another platform, maybe on social media. So a quick example how that may actually work is one of the authors we talked to was stuck. He felt like he was stuck. He couldn't get people to follow up. His name was Rob Kasper. He's writing a book on NASA and the future of space. And so he sent out an email and someone said, yeah, I'd be happy to do an interview with you, but then it'd gone dark. He said Rob got ghosted a little bit. So how did he sort of get that interview back on track with someone who's an executive? Well, what he did is he went on social media and started engaging with some of his social media posts to sort of publicly say nice things about him, saying, I love this post, this was great. Suddenly what happened is that got this person back top of mind, and next thing you know, we've suddenly done it. That's the key. Now the last part of this one, again, what we've talked about is the first part of it is just to be outreaching with the title of the author. The second part of this one is to be using follow-ups systematically to engage with people. The third part, and this was one of the things that really surprised me, is the power of sending something by mail. Now, in Ricky's case, Ricky sent out a copy of his book to several NBA GMs. Sent them out, and again, what he did is he didn't ask for anything. He simply sent them out and said, I hope you enjoy the book. Now, in Ricky's case, he didn't even include any contact information, which makes the story even crazier. So he sent out this book to Daryl Morey, who's one of the leading GMs, thinking a lot about Moneyball and statisticians and advanced analytics, and he sent it out to him. Now, Daryl was inspired by the fact that he had written this book and taken the effort to reach out. So what did he do? Well, he went to social media and looked up Ricky, found his contact information on social media, and reached out to him. So that's really the key about networking differently. I think if you stop thinking about it about networking and ultimately realize that the best way to get people to engage with you, to talk to you, is really thinking about this as a process of learning. We call this entire phase the Get Smart phase, but really the entire experience of building content for your book is all about how you become a learn-it-all. It's a famous phrase that came up with by Satya Nadella. He wants learn-it-alls, not know-it-alls. And so if you want to become a learn-it-all, use a process like your podcast, your book, a documentary, whatever it is, and start by reaching out with that in mind. I'm an author. I want to talk to you a little bit about what I'm working on. Number 2, remember the power of the follow-ups. Ultimately, keep following up and think about how you can try other channels. Email someone, but then follow up with them and engage with them on their social media feeds. That's a good way to kind of stay top of mind. And last but not least, try the traditional means. Send them something different. Send them something outside of digital, a physical piece, a letter, a mailer, visit them at a conference, whatever it may be. Try those things and don't have an ask. Just reach out. I saw this, I thought you might enjoy it. In fact, I got a book from someone. They sent me a book, not even their book, sent it to me, and I immediately reached out to them and said, hey, let's jump on a call. So that's a secret, I think, today of really engaging differently is thinking about this about building a community. You're not networking for a job, but you're building a community to learn from, share your knowledge, and have those people become an important part of your journey as a creator.